great pleasure to come back to NYU Shanghai. I don't know, not many people know. I'm the actual first outside speaker in NYU Shanghai when the school got started. And well, before we know it, 15 years is gone. But it's good to come back here, see the new generations. And a lot of things has changed in the past 10, 15 years. And when I saw the topic, the virtuosity, and after I communicated with some of the organizers, I realized we kind of screw you guys over. The virtuosity, it used to be the mastery of skill. But it's a context. It's a skill you master among your peers, in your tribe, in your group. It's never meant to be the skill you have to define globally. That's a very daunting task. So I'm involved in the maker movement. This is the group of people building makerspace, building small, interesting, mostly intelligent, smart, circuit-driven thinking. You guys are here, so pretty much the IMA, well, they have the end of semester show. That's what you see there. This is where people turn the virtuosity into a theater, into an innovation theater. You did a little, you speak a lot, and then through the power of social media, it gets propagated. So now everybody's invention is much bigger than now. And it created the same kind of pressures where people only post their best to the social media. And the social media is still okay, they're your friend circle, but we actually inevitably created a global sphere of innovation theater, where you are getting the story about this 12 years old going to a makerspace, inventing a life-saving device. This 16 years old is inventing something which is going to change the human trajectories. And that story keeps bombarding on all you guys, and then becoming an anxiety in the society in terms of where am I going? Am I good enough? And it's good. We have a string. We have a concert right after me, so we can do some group therapies. But seriously, coming back is when I started the maker movement, when I get involved in the maker movement in China, that's what I'm starting to pick up. And the maker talks about open sharing, talks about community, talks about cooperation, but often than not, when it comes to interest, when it comes even startup, they shut down. They are very isolated from others. Then the community doesn't help. Community cannot help them. But the maker is also on the top of the world in 2010, where everybody are interested. So I have a dual role, kind of in the back of my mind. This is weird, but I also enjoy all the attention I got as the founder of the first makerspace in China. So I get invited, people getting interested in maker movement. I get invited to talk in many different places. And typically you go to a place, you give a talk, you talk about open source software, you talk about cooperation, and often the first question people ask is, if you open source and share everything, how do you make money? And in 2011, I got invited to give a talk in the city of Shenzhen. I prepared, deliver my 30 minutes talk, getting all ready to answer that one golden question. If you open source everything and share everything, how do you make money? But in Shenzhen, I got a completely different question. What they told me is what's new. This is how we work. This is how we do business here. Has been going on for 20 years. So what's new about this maker movement? And it get me fascinated with the Shenzhen. What's going on here? Why people have this kind of reactions? So luckily, we also have friends who are interested. So one of my collaborators is actually Anna Greenspan in NYU. I guess some of you have taken her class. So we went down to Shenzhen. We started to investigate this place. 2010, Shenzhen, Shanghai, and this is where you probably heard of this, the Huaqiangbei, the big electronic mall, which have the name of Shenzhen. People think of Shenzhen as Kabin, but actually when you go there, you start to realize Shenzhen are group and group and group of tribes, group and group of teams who are working together, who share design, who share a lot of things, and everybody is pursuing their best in the space they can reach. So in there, people are making mobile phone for construction workers. There's a group. People are making the mobile phone for Africa, for Southeast Asia, for Muslim, for all kinds of different reasons. But people come together as a group. And from what we observe is this is not about one phone to rule them all. It's about what we can do as a group together. You don't have to be the best in design in the world. You only have to be the best in the group. Find something you are good at and find your group. And this sounds small, but 20 years later, this kind of group comes into picture like this. This is what makes Shenzhen famous, the mobile phone. This is the distribution of the global market. As you will notice, there are two grayed out block. It's Samsung 15%, Apple 15%. The rest of them are Chinese. And the best part of it is the others. There's a 14% of others composing of hundreds of brands across the world. So when we go to Shenzhen, I started to realize, wait, this is the kind of things that make a movement promise. You can find your group, you find your community. Within your community, you find what you are good at. How do you work with people? And then that's where you build your virtuosity. It's not about building this, competing with everybody on earth. Life will be exhausting if you have to compete with 7 billion. But life is good if you can have a good group of friends, come together, work on something, make a living, feel good about yourself. And Shenzhen did it. And this kind of spirit is not just mobile phone, it goes to everything Shenzhen made. Mobile phone, car, AR glass, everything. So, well, sorry for the picture, but surprisingly, it's a very little principle of openness, community, and cooperation. Makes Shenzhen a 300,000 people fishing village into a $20 million innovation hub of the world. But is Shenzhen just special? I mean, is this thing just happened in Shenzhen? Actually, it's not. So, as we started to dig into the research on this bottom-up innovation, communal, low IP, cooperating system, cooperating ecosystem, one of the friends pushed me to go to this village, visit this village called Shaji. It's in North Jiangsu, in the middle of nowhere. The closest city is 80 kilometers from Xuzhou. And so, first time I got pushed to go there is 2016. It took me an overnight train from Shanghai to Xuzhou, that's 12 hours. Another hour and a half bus ride into Shuiling, which is nearest county. And another 45 minutes ride into the village. And when I arrived at the village, this is what I see. They are already 10 years into making the flat pack furniture in this village. This is a village of 50,000. They are started with 3 young kids who discovered Nokia and Taobao, and they're starting to make flat pack furniture for Taobao to sell on Taobao, and very soon everybody pick it up, and very soon in this village everybody's starting to find in their own position. Am I good in e-commerce setting? Am I good at making things? Am I good at designing? What am I good at? Very soon, this village of 50,000. When I get there in 2016, the village is about a billion RMB into the annual sales, and they're 10 times that in the past 7 years. But that's not the most interesting. I mean, overnight reach is nice. You get young kids running around who's running $100 million factories. But the reality is in the context of village, it's actually very interesting. It actually also counter a lot of things we are thinking about today. What makes you anxious? What makes you anxiety? Everybody talks about automations. The robot is coming for your job. But when we go to this village, we are talking to this 55 years old farmer with only 3rd grade education. His job in the factory, babysitting 10 robots, making blocks. Here's the funny things. As it turned out, when they're expanding their economy, when they're expanding their sales, they still want to manufacture in the village. And as it turned out, young people don't go to one village from the other village. If I'm leaving my village, I'm going to a big city life. So it's very hard to recruit people, and in the hardship of recruiting people, you automate like that. You automate like crazy, and that's what they do. And the farmer also have one of the best jobs. He got paid probably about 8,000 RMB a month. Incredible pay in the middle of nowhere. He owned his house, which is 5 minutes by motorcycle from the factories. He works 9 months a year. In 1 month, he's planting his farm. For 1 month, he's harvesting his farm. And for 1 month, he takes off for the Chinese New Year. And the boss cannot do anything. Well, that's the end. He only has to be, he's getting good at manufacturing. He's getting good at working with this automated machine. The other thing, in this kind of setup, open technology gets absorbed and leveraged very quick. Everybody talks about metaverse, selling things virtually, IKEA experience. You go in, put on a VR headset, and envision the furniture what the furniture would like to put in your house. That's all the pitch. You still don't get it. You still don't have that. But in 2017, the rendering power is picking up. The Shaji, because it's e-commerce first village, they realize they don't have to build the furniture, take a picture of it, and put it online. They can just render straight from their design. So in the village, people starting to get into design, rendering, and then here you go. Now if you go on Taobao and you look for Shaji furniture, every picture looks rendered, or actually, for the past 2 years, you cannot tell the difference. So today, Shaji, about 10 billion RMB a year sales, running around with young millionaires. He modernized. He even had his own container port. But the thing is not so. Sure, economic growth in China is a story, but it's economic growth with people, with community, with your group. So very quick, and so that is my research side of me. I keep going to place to look at how technology gets applied in an open, collaborative, and communal way. Right now, a key area of my research has moved to Yiwu. Now, how many of you heard of the city of Yiwu? Well, if you ever have a Christmas, if you ever bought any Christmas ornament, you have bought things from Yiwu. Yiwu today is $100 billion a year sales globally. 25% goes to Africa, 20% goes to Latin America, probably 10-15% North America, Europe. But this city is amazing. You go there, there's 6 big malls, 300,000 70,000 shop and 300,000 vendors. Yiwu is a city also with probably one of the most international cities you will ever get to. 30% of the population of Yiwu are foreigners. Quite incredible. We went to shop. We went to supermarket, which is run by Syrian. We went to one of the best Turkish restaurants I ever had in China. It's in Yiwu. Oh, by the way, they just opened up their branch in Shanghai this year. It's called Sultan, in case, but they are not as good as the one in Yiwu. Why Yiwu? If you go to Yiwu, Yiwu is such a communal, such an entrepreneurial city. You go there, you walk into this big giant mall. It's 2 people, 3 people who's working together. And this is for the past 2-3 years, their adoption rate for AI has been very high. Because right now, if you think about the AI, I mean, they are not doing anything the human cannot do. They can write, they can paint, they can do small video, but they're also doing it terribly and unpredictably. So if AI is a student, it's barely getting the passing grade. And when you're trying to adopt AI in an organization when everybody is about 90s, then it's hard. But when you go to here, the merchants are small, they are eager to get their things out. They are taking the product, they have to produce this with picture, video, and in 30 language. Used to be impossible. AI make it possible, even though the content is terrible. But hey, it's better than nothing. But Yiwu has become a big area of AI competition. If you understand AI, if you can do things with AI agent, if we can do things to help even improving a little bit of the life of the merchants, you are gold. Here is where AI makes real money. And again, you go there, you see a community. You don't need to be the best of. You don't need to be the best of the world. You just have to be the best for the people you want to serve. So I give this talk a lot, and a good friend once heard the talk and he sent me the quote. And I'm very sure it's much beautiful in the original Spanish, but too bad, don't speak Spanish. But it's inspiring. It's the many little people in many places doing little things that change the world. And just at last is I think this kind of observation of how China works has propagated into right now the top government. For a very long time, China's pursuit of innovation is framing as a technology. And for the past 14 5-year plan, that's how it's framed. But we are in the course of crossing into the 15th 5-year plan, which is starting to be a giant change. So anyone who's, you have the fortune to be living in China at this period. This is a huge shift. It's going to move into a scenario-based innovation. It's about solving problems. It's about solving problems locally. So keep watching out for this. Don't just chalk up the government policy as a boring bureaucratic tax. This could be turning out one of the biggest life-changing policy in terms of it's going to open up opportunity everywhere. a scenario happen everywhere, but in every different place, the solution to the scenario will be different. It's no longer running around saying, I have AI, where is the problem? There's a problem here. Who are the best people to solve it? And again, going back to the thing, you're not competing. You don't need to carry the pressures of competing with 7 billion. You have to find the right thing you are interested in and the right community you are going to reside in. And that is actually be able to build up a happy life. Thank you.